Good morning. So, while door dashing, I usually take a break and just park in a parking lot in between orders and try to do a Bible study. Get my Bible out, start taking notes, maybe listen to some Facebook, see what's going on in the world. And I came across a video of Charlie Kirk, and this is what he says. He says, "You will never be the best version of yourself if you allow other people to convince you that you can't be better because of your skin color, because of your sexual identity, because of the community you came from. You must resist those narratives at all costs if you truly want to be successful in America." And I don't know why, but this made me think of a story back when I was like in 3rd grade or 4th grade, and this is terrible. I'm darker skinned. I grew up believing I was Native American until I took a DNA test that actually proved that I am Southern American, Native Southern American. So basically, majority of Mexican, a little bit of Indian, a little bit of black, a little bit of Asian. I'm a mutt. I'm basically a mutt. I'm just a mixture of everything and stuff. But it made me think of when I was little and I was going to this elementary school, and this is terrible. I was going to this elementary school, and I moved a lot when I was little, so I was always the new kid. I was always like the weird one, the new one, and I was really shy. And I remember at the playground, I would try to walk up to kids and try to become friends with kids. And for some reason, this small town in Washington State, ironically, was all white kids, which was fine because I thought I was white. I just didn't realize that my skin color mattered. I was more tan than everybody. I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize because children don't realize color. Children don't realize colors of skin because they're innocent. It's the adults that actually put that into our brains and stuff. And so I would walk up to the kids on the playground and they would run away from me and then would say, "She's gonna shoot you with her bow and arrow. Run, she's an Indian. She's gonna shoot you with her bow and arrow." And that's how it went. The whole time I went to that school, kids would run from me because they were like, "She's Indian, she's gonna shoot you." And I was like, "Well, what's a bow and arrow? Do I have a bow and arrow? What do you do with a bow and arrow?" And stuff. And that stuck with me for a long time, and it never hurt me. I was never like, "Oh, nobody wants to play with me." Like, I was fine being alone. I was shy and stuff. And it stuck with me for a long time that my skin color effectively ostracized me at an elementary school in Washington. I think it's funny now because Washington's so inclusive. And so then I moved to Oregon when I'm in middle school, and it wasn't people making fun of me running away because of my skin color. It was people making fun of me because they called me ugly. And the boys would walk up to me and bark, like woof woof, in my face. I mean, in my face. Like, bark at me. They'd be like, "You're a dog." And they would walk down the hallway and they'd be like, "You're a dog, woof woof." Again, small town Oregon, which is ironically funny, again, because it's all inclusive, right? And so they would make fun of me for my looks and bark at me. And I'm pretty sure my brothers started that, as brothers do, and stuff. But again, it never made me feel bad. I never understood why they were barking at me. I never thought I was an attractive, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old. I guess I never really thought about my looks. But as a Christian, growing up as a Christian, I didn't grow up going to church. I grew up in foster care. When I was 13, I got put in foster care and bounced around a lot. But my grandma introduced me to God when I was 13. Just a couple times, or not 13, when I was 6. She introduced me to God, and when I would spend the summers with her, I would go to church. And so I knew of God. I didn't have a deep relationship with him. I didn't go to church when I lived with my biological family. And stuff, but I knew of God. I had a Bible and I would read it from time to time, but just that small little introduction to God and understanding that God loved me and understanding that I am God's child, no matter my skin color, no matter what small town I lived in, no matter what I look like, whether I was ugly or not ugly, or had big teeth or whatever. You know, I have melasma now, which is like a skin pigmentation. So during the summertime, I get like a full-blown skin pigmentation mustache. Whatever. We all have something. We all do. Everybody does. Has something that makes them pause and go like, that's a bummer, or I don't like it about myself. But I truly believe that had I not had a relationship with God, or known about God, or know that I was a child of God, and that God made me for a very specific reason, as he made every single one of you watching this video for a very specific reason, I think those comments would have gotten to me. I think children running from me, you know, when I'm in 2nd, 3rd grade and being like, she's gonna shoot you with her bow and arrow, and like screaming on the playground, I think that could have traumatized me. But I just thought it was weird. And then, you know, guys barking at me, I was like, that's weird that you're barking at me. Like, because when you come over to hang out with my brother, you want me to hang out with you. So you're weird. That's on you. That's a you issue and stuff. And growing up, I wasn't insecure in that sense. I didn't become insecure until actually I was like in my 20s and stuff. After I started getting cheated on and stuff, that's when I started becoming insecure. But all that to say, you know, Charlie really hit a lot of nails on the head. And he grew up with a pretty normal family. He didn't experience a lot of stuff that I experienced growing up, but he was so wise. He was so wise. And he really leaned into his faith, and he really leaned on God to teach us. And I'm 43, and this man is teaching me things that I guess I didn't even know. And I went and looked at what the Bible has to say about skin color, because that's a huge thing right now in society, and I don't think it should be at all. My husband is white. I mean, cracker white. Like, it's funny. Like, he calls himself a cracker. And his kids are all blonde haired, blue eyed, very pale, sunscreen living, we're under a tent in the summertime people. And my kids are very tan. You know, you can look on my social media and you can see my kids. They're tan all year. It could be cloudy outside and they get suntan. You know, we're very different, but to us it doesn't matter. And I don't think in general it should matter. It shouldn't matter about your skin color or what you look like or where you came from. So I looked at the Bible. What does the Bible say about skin color? You know, it's funny. The Bible doesn't mention skin color. Not once. It doesn't talk about skin color. Isn't that funny? It talks about ethnic groups. That's it. And that all people are created equal in the image of God. Okay, so Genesis 1:27. My Bible's a little heavy. So Genesis 1:27 says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created male and female. Okay. He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Okay, he created man and woman. And the first rules or guidance he ever gave to us was said, be fruitful and multiply. Be successful. Be successful. Make children. Be successful. Make children. And if we believe that God created Adam and Eve, and that we come from Adam and Eve, then it doesn't matter our skin color, because we all come from the same two people, Adam and Eve. The reason why when Charlie was shot that day and he died, and I still cry, like even today, is because he's my brother. We're related to him. We're related to each other. It doesn't matter our skin color. It doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter how much money we have in our bank. I have 64 cents in my checking account. I DoorDash. I'm a mom of 6 kids. I'm not successful by any means, but I'm so happy. It doesn't matter. We all come from the same God. And Charlie was our brother. And that is why we are grieving so heavily. Is because we lost a brother. And it is now our job to pick up where he left off and continue spreading that word. And, that's what I've done as much as I possibly can and stuff. And so I just really, really want to go back to what he said. You must resist that narrative. You have to. The government wants to control you. The government wants to keep you tied down. The government wants to keep you under their thumb, because if they can control your mindset and they can control how you feel about yourself, that's why we have such a huge mental health issue in America now, is because the government, years ago when Obama came president and started Obamacare, he completely took everybody's individuality, told everybody that you can't be successful on your own unless we help you. The government helps you be successful. You can't take care of your family. You can't take care of your health. You have to have food stamps. You have to have Obamacare in order to be successful. And people fell for it because they want to be successful. They want to be healthy. They want it. And so they fell for it, and they fed into what Democrats told them. You've got to resist that. We've got to go back to depending on ourselves, having faith in ourselves, having faith in God, loving ourselves, no matter what people do, whether they bark in your face or scream and run away from you. You've got to, one, trust in yourself, and that comes with trusting in God first, just like Charlie Kirk says, God, family, work, in that order. Trust in God, and you'll see yourself changing how you feel about yourself immediately. And then work. There's nothing about the government in there. Jesus fought with the government. That should say something. Trust in God first, then trust in yourself and appreciate yourself for you, not your skin color, not your sexuality, not your income, for you. Resist the narratives that the government is feeding you, and continue doing what Charlie wants us to do, which is doing what Jesus Christ wanted us to do. Okay? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Have a good day.